A lot of people say I'm doing this out of revenge, because we've got beef. I won't deny it. Me and Diddy have had issues. We've been going at it since 2006. He blocked Mace from signing with me. I dissed him in a track. He launched the vodka line. I launched mine. It's been a back and forth for years. You know why he's so desperate to shut this film down? Because he knows we found things. Footage, phone calls, conversations he recorded himself, contracts, NDAs, real receipts. But Diddy ain't the only problem. He's just a symbol. This industry is full of people like him smiling in the spotlight while pulling strings and hurting people behind the scenes. I don't make things up.
He refused to file bankruptcy.
He refused to file bankruptcy?
Well, yeah, because just his ego. I would have filed bankruptcy immediately. I don't mind bankruptcy.
Oh, you?
I'm not gonna pay. I'm filing Chapter 11 so fast, your head's gonna spin. I'll be back, you go, what happened? No, I'm just not gonna pay.
There's a huge difference in energy internationally in 50 Cent and Jay-Z. In fact, his largest selling record sold 430-something thousand copies. My largest selling records sold 5 million. You let them be fooled in America and think there's a competition there. Because America can be purchased. You can buy it with marketing dollars. You see what I'm saying? But the rest of the world, there's not enough marketing dollars to go around.
That's why I made a statement about Taylor Swift. I wish you would come take one of my awards so I could black his eye in front of everybody. And Jay disagrees.
I want everyone to be clear. No one's scared of 50 Cent.
Does that bother you? Does it bother you?
No, it doesn't bother me. It's just his choice.
Why would you have to make that clear when no one's ever asked me if I'm afraid of Jay-Z?
The public is responding to his punk presentation. It's not 50 Cent. I don't have a problem with him. Kanye would not take a trophy from me. Neither Jay-Z.
Right.
Neither one of them.
What would you have?
50 Cent just dropped season 2 of his explosive Diddy documentary, revealing never-before-seen footage involving both Diddy and Jay-Z, and the fallout is already shaking the industry. According to 50 Cent, Jay-Z is now the first target Diddy is allegedly going after, with claims that he orchestrated situations that left Diddy to take the fall while quietly distancing himself. Jay-Z was present at Diddy's parties and has been mentioned in lawsuits involving Diddy, yet he has never faced charges in connection with those claims. With 50 Cent's new footage surfacing, the question everyone is asking is, could Jay-Z really be connected to the events surrounding Diddy's troubles, pulling strings from the shadows while others take the heat?
That the same concept with the Super Bowl. See, they don't understand the relationship. They was trying to get him to do the Super Bowl without me.
Wasn't happening.
And that's not it. It wouldn't happen.
No way.
You see what I'm saying? Because he would look and go, it's okay for them, the award shows, not to give me the trophies. If you look at even Jay-Z's career, you can look at that and say the association to Beyonce is when he started to receive the 16 Grammys since he's been with Beyonce. Right? And you go, prior to that, 1.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So that came in association, like you see the kids even have Grammys. Like they don't sing yet. They don't sing. Right. They don't rap yet. And they already have Grammys. So it's like they would give them this trophy so we secure that they're coming to the award show. It meant that much to the culture.
50 Cent has been at odds with Jay-Z and Diddy since the 1990s, ever since he called out Jay-Z as a poser on How to Rob. From the start, 50 viewed Jay-Z as all talk and no action, relying more on influence than talent. Instead of competing fairly, Jay-Z was allegedly accused of using his power to sabotage others, including coordinating with his crew to release albums simultaneously in an effort to block 50 Cent sales. According to this narrative, Diddy and Jay-Z didn't reach billionaire status through music alone. They built their empires through powerful connections, strategic moves, and intense competition, turning influence into leverage and rivals into casualties.
I remember one time walking in the studio, Bleak Beans, everybody was in there, and I was like, man, I'm telling you, man, y'all got a chance right now, just flood it, put out a lot of music, because 50 Cent is coming. And, you know, 4 months later, in the club hit and it was over. And it was just like, okay, now everybody got to sit on the sidelines and wait this title.
50 Cent saw right through Jay-Z and Diddy early on, watching as they allegedly tried to bury Nas and anyone else who threatened their grip on the game. The same people who preached about lifting up black artists were accused of quietly blocking rivals and controlling who could rise. 50 never bought into their story. He saw the alleged power plays, pressure campaigns, and the way loyalty could dictate survival. According to industry speculation, Jay-Z and Diddy didn't simply compete. They allegedly influenced who could win, turning the music industry into what some viewed as their private battlefield.
You couldn't be bigger than Jay-Z. You couldn't sell more records than Jay-Z. But all you had to do was listen to Benny Siegel. And Benny Siegel was, oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah, he said that. That was the first of me actually hearing that. Like, oh shit. Like, I used to have questions like why every time my album dropped, Jay would drop right on top. He wouldn't let me breathe or right before me. Like, I was always close, and I always thought like, damn, if a kid, back then it was physical copies. So if you had $20, $20 that you saved up and you was going to buy an album and it's under the same house, Rockefeller, between Jay and Benny Siegel, you won't, 9 times out of 10 you won't buy the Jay-Z album. I never understood that every single album that I dropped, Jay dropped right on time. And it was like, damn, like to have in-house competition at that magnitude was crazy. Jay already the boss, but I always thought that, like, let me breathe. But to maliciously plot to hold me back, I don't know, man. I don't believe that. I don't want to believe that. I mean, but like I said, Dame would know better than me.
Jay-Z has been accused of being a hater from the start. Instead of opening doors for black artists, critics claim he focused on shutting rivals down. He was even accused of trying to block 50 Cent from performing at the Super Bowl. But thanks to Eminem, who reportedly told NFL executives he wouldn't perform without 50, the performance ultimately went ahead.
The big homie Jay-Z, right? I said to my nephew, I said, yo, listen, I have to ask him this straight up. So I said, yo, why? Who is the people that's on NFL? And he said to me, and I'm sorry for anybody who don't understand. And he said, the white guy called for 50 Cent. So I said, who's the white guy? I'm digging this Jimmy Iovine. And he said, no, Eminem called directly for 50. And he said,
that's his guy.
He said, I can't do it if I can't bring 50 up.
But that's his guy.
That was beautiful.
And guess who's Dre's guy?
Your guy.
Me.
Let's make him know.
I mean, Jay-Z's on a whole nother level. Like, I mean, you know, he's like, but you know what I like about 50? 50's on a whole nother level, but he's still approachable. You still get to meet the people and you know, Jay got to remember the people that made him. You know, I'm not saying I don't got respect. I respect Jay-Z, 50, used to respect, you know, Diddy, but all that crazy going on. But, you know, I always respected him because I looked at, for New York, those were like the guys. You know what I'm saying? The guys with the most money and the most influence. So with Jay is like, when the last time you haven't seen Jay. So I think people are just going to say that. You know what I'm saying? But for me, I mean, Jay, you know, you got to remember, he didn't want 50 at the Super Bowl. That was crazy. I'm like,
wait, Jay didn't want 50 at the Super Bowl?
Know that? Yeah, he didn't want.
I remember Eminem pushed for it.
That was some haters. Yeah,
I remember Eminem was like, I'm not going to do it unless 50 does it. I heard that.
Yeah,
but I didn't know that Jay was trying to stop it.
I don't think Jay. I don't know. 50 never told me that, but I don't think Jay wanted them there. I don't know
because of what some of the.
I mean, you know, it's competition. You got to think. 50 always been competition for Jay. Remember, I'm about $1 with the 50 Cent.
That was a long time ago.
That was what 9. What was that? 9?
But after that, they did a song together. Remember the whole
50 was always competition for niggas. Then remember Jay said, yo, 50's coming. He told Siegel and them and Memphis Bleak and all them.
Yeah.
And come on, 50's like, he's on a whole nother level. You got to remember, he came after this. He came after Jay and Rockefeller. G-Unit came, and people might get on G-Unit, but with Eminem, Dr. Dre, 50 Cent, nobody has outsold us, bro.
Yeah.
Nobody has had the effect that we had.
Jay-Z and Diddy have been influential figures in the music industry since the 1990s. But even so, Jay reportedly refused to back Diddy, leading some to speculate that he may have been involved in a much larger setup. CNN held footage involving Diddy and Cassie for years before releasing it, raising questions about why it was kept private and what prompted its release when it did. Who asked them to stay quiet, and why did it all surface now? For some viewers, the timing feels too precise to simply ignore.
Who was kind of like, we're done with this guy. You're not back. You're threatened to say this. Release the footage, right? So they released the footage. He comes out, issues an apology. While his lawyers accused the government of leaking the tape, it was later admitted as evidence in his trial. Again, January deal. March is raiding his house, Miami and LA. May, here's a video being dropped from CNN, even though they've been sitting on it for 8 years. September 2024, book is released, Kim's Lost Words, which, by the way, there's a lot of speculation with this thing here. So whatever I'm reading is not necessarily 100%. It is there. It is not there. The alias they use on who wrote the book is Shanti Millwood, which is an alias for Tupac, which is kind of weird. Why would you use that? This book appeared on Amazon, allegedly written by Kim Porter, accused Diddy of misconduct with minors. Porter's children denounced it as fake. Investigators revealed the real author was Chris Todd, who claimed he compiled the book from a mysterious blast.
Industry insiders say Diddy was deliberately targeted. One moment, he was celebrated at the top and handed the keys to the city, and the next, he was being dragged down in handcuffs after losing hundreds of millions. The fall was sudden, brutal, and, to some, far too calculated to feel random.
Surprised at what things are coming out with Diddy at all, or you're like, you have no idea, it's none of my business, you'll live longer? Kind of like the mindset.
I mean, surprised. How could you be surprised with anything that happens in hip hop? You know, hip hop is the Wild West. So you're gonna have the good, you're gonna have the bad, you're gonna have the ugly.
You think he's being targeted, or some of the stuff he's got, there's credibility on what they're coming after him with the tapes and the feds and raiding his Miami home, his LA home?
I believe he's being targeted.
You believe he's being targeted?
Yeah. I believe, somebody, has the power to pull the trigger to make, this stuff, this domino effect happen.
50 Cent believed Jay-Z was the one pulling the strings against Diddy, and he didn't shy away from exposing what he saw. From the very beginning, he claimed to see through the games, hidden alliances, and power plays, making it clear that he wasn't buying into Jay-Z's carefully crafted image. Every move, every silence, and every subtle maneuver caught 50 Cent's attention. He called it out, mocked it, and made sure the world knew who he believed was really operating behind the scenes.
Also come with Jay, the part with Jay. I go, oh shoot, like
that's right. To us,
that had to be there.
We getting tighter, you know what I'm saying? And united we stand, and ain't nothing else.
Black excellence, they're sitting there like, yeah. It's a billionaire brunch. Like,
I hate you, man.
Unaware of anything going on here. This is the one time I'm going to be with you this year. Come on, bro.
It's obvious to anyone paying attention that Jay-Z has built significant influence in the industry behind the scenes. He's a businessman first, and many of his career moves have been viewed as calculated for influence and profit. 50 Cent has even described his marriage to Beyoncé as strategic, suggesting that their partnership strengthened his position. Since tying the knot, Jay-Z has added 16 Grammys to his name, compared to just one before. Their influence even extends to the next generation, with their children already receiving recognition before fully stepping into the music world. Every win, every award, and every connection reflects how carefully Jay-Z has built his empire.
The big one was with Beyonce. When he signed that contract, the marriage contract, he got trophies. Now
I was wondering what you talking about.
The trophies came rolling in, buddy. He started getting Grammys left and right, man. I mean, look, if you look at his career,
You're gonna let him say that? Jay was getting Grammys.
He had one.
Exactly.
He had one.
And he ain't show up.
He had like 20 now.
Oh, Lord.
He had like 18 since he been down. Look, he had one, bro. Hard Knock Life.
You're not wrong.
He was one. At the same time. He got them shits. He started drinking. His pictures with him like he thinks the cop.
Wait a minute. So you're saying the success is derived from the marriage?
I've absolutely been treated differently.
The accolades. Because he's no longer viewed as what, like a street or gangster rapper. Now he's viewed as a businessman, entrepreneur, family man.
And the biggest ones because of the position Beyonce's.
Oh, wow.
Why are you so on top of the business side of Jay-Z? You know what I'm saying? Some people like to just be an artist.
Yeah, I was actually forced to be an artist and a businessman because when I tried to get a deal, I couldn't get a deal, so I had to create Rockefeller Records. We actually created Rockefeller Records from nothing. And, you know, so I was forced to know both sides of the business.
It's shocking to some that Jay-Z has never faced jail time, especially given the serious allegations that have surrounded his name over the years. Unlike Diddy, however, Jay-Z has not faced the same criminal prosecution. His controversial past didn't start with Diddy either. Back in December 1999, he was involved in a high-profile incident at New York's Kit Kat Club where he was accused of stabbing music executive Lance on Rivera. That incident became another chapter in Jay-Z's complicated history, one that has long been surrounded by controversy, power, and influence.
Top rap star is busted.
Jay-Z turned himself in tonight, and the cops started working on his rap sheet, accusing him of a stabbing at a trendy party.
Kimberly Richardson is at Midtown South right now. Kimberly.
Well, Rosanna, just a few hours ago, police here at Midtown South arrested Sean Carter, better known as Jay-Z. The rap star voluntarily turned himself in here at the precinct earlier this evening. Now, Carter is being held here in connection with that stabbing fight that erupted at the Kit Kat Club last night. But just a few moments ago, Carter's attorney had this to say.
He's not involved in this, period.
He was at the club?
That's my only comment. He wasn't involved.
So it was someone else that did the stabbing and the hitting?
I didn't say that. I said he was not involved in it.
Now, Slovis goes on to say that at no time was Jay-Z hiding from the police, that they were in touch with cops all day and that they're trying to resolve this as gentlemen. But as Mike Sheehan shows us, others say they've seen the dark side of Jay-Z.
I have my faults. You know, I'm not a perfect.
Diddy faced a similar situation years ago, even being involved in a case where he was accused of shooting someone. But like Jay-Z, he was never convicted in that case. Now, decades later, Diddy is the one behind bars, while Jay-Z has maintained that he had no knowledge of any wrongdoing. Think about it. One of the most powerful figures in hip-hop has been close to billionaire status for decades and, according to this narrative, supposedly never saw what was happening behind the scenes. 50 Cent met Diddy once and said he immediately recognized the type of person he was: calculating, ambitious, and always aware of the game.
Well, that's why it's only business. It was really away from that. I explained why I didn't hang out with him, right? Because there's a little fluffy stuff going on.
It's not your scene.
It's not my style.
Not your scene.
They hug you from the front and the back at the same time. I got uncomfortable with him because the way he was acting to try and get me to hang out with him was like, yo, I'll take you shopping. Like, and I'm like, what you mean? Like, that's something you say to a woman you're attracted to, maybe.
Right.
It's just weird, bro. Like, and now you start to see a lot of the weird stuff that was there. It looks like it all lines up, don't it? It was not in the closet. It was in front of you and you wasn't seeing it because you see the beards or you see the girls. So you didn't look at them the way it actually is to a degree. When I say people respond, how people respond to things matter, like the internet will take to it and just go off with it. Meek responds being the uncomfortability. He goes, yo, I spend $100,000 to find out why my name is in this like this. And it's in it only because he's uncomfortable.
One person who was always anti-Diddy and was always speaking about Diddy as a problematic person was 50 Cent. And it turns out that it's just been announced that he's created a docu-series on Netflix. I can't wait to see this. The other end of that, every person who has tried to speak out about this, who has tried to speak out about the industry, the type of people that are controlling the industry, the attacks that people face from the media if they try to speak out, is always the same. They're called crazy. And an example of one such individual who went through those sorts of attacks is the actor Orlando Brown. He was on Disney, and I remember everyone telling us that he was totally insane and deranged when he was saying a lot of things that at the time sounded crazy, particularly about Diddy. Take a listen.
The requirement is you gotta say no to Diddy. If it's new booty in the building, you know he's gonna get it.
Don't take your girlfriend to a Diddy party.
You can take the, but he won't you.
Diddy, to me, is the fall guy. We are still seeing a major effort to protect the big names, just like...
None of this was ever a secret. According to those who have spoken out, people in the industry, including Jaguar Wright, Gene Deal, and others who have worked with Jay-Z and Diddy, have been raising concerns for years. The problem was that few people seemed to care. As long as record executives kept the cash flowing, the struggles of alleged victims barely registered. They became collateral in a game built around power, influence, and profit.
Jay-Z has now had an official lawsuit. It's everywhere. It's now being talked about louder than ever. I guess, does that give you some peace to know that people are finally really questioning this man?
It's emboldening me. I spoke on Piers Morgan. I said that I had 3 victims that I've been working with, victims of the Carters, that were ready to come forward. This might help them feel a little more confident now. So this is great because he's been evading. But the thing is, everyone in the backdrop knew that he was the celebrity John Doe. Everybody knew that. They knew it when I did Piers Morgan.
Is Beyonce celebrity B?
I hope to God not. But she was around. And she's very... she's got enough on her plate. After everything that happened with the election and everything that's happening right now, I'm not going to dump on that woman. She got better fish to fry.
Well,
what I will say is that her husband, she knows exactly who he is.
Yeah.
She knows. She knows. Rihanna was trafficked to Def Jam.
She was an innocent baby when she came over here. And look at her now.
14 going on 15 years old. Flown over without parental supervision in a private plane by a man who was supposed to be a producer who auditioned her at 3 a.m. in the fucking morning in a hotel room. Auditioning at 3 a.m. in the morning, a 14-year-old girl. She was flown to another country. She was taken to Def Jam headquarters. She was left in a conference room alone with Sean Carter for nearly 6 hours alone with no parental supervision. Her father collected a $500,000 check. She has the fastest inked deal in Def Jam history.
Diddy isn't going down without a fight. He's reportedly plotting his comeback. TMZ has reported on discussions surrounding a possible pardon, which could potentially be granted as soon as next week. Rumors had been swirling for weeks, but now speculation is growing that Diddy's path toward a possible pardon could be taking shape, setting the stage for what would be a major development in his favor.
This is the 100th time that I've seen this being reported, but now according to TMZ, Donald Trump is thinking about giving Diddy that pardon. I will say the wording of this TMZ article is a little confusing, but they are citing that their source is a high-ranking White House official. According to TMZ, Donald Trump is thinking about commuting Diddy's sentence as early as this week. But TMZ cites this source as Donald Trump is vacillating, which means that he's not sure which way he wants to go. He's swaying back and forth, and he's indecisive about what he wants to do. I'm sure the wording about Donald Trump being indecisive on whether to give a pardon or not to Diddy is the fact that Diddy was publicly talking crap about him, because we all know how Donald Trump is. But it can still potentially be a big deal to know that he is even potentially considering a pardon for Diddy at this point. point because he doesn't have to consider jack crap. The White House officials who are saying that they are urging Donald Trump to not give Diddy a pardon say that they are not sure what Donald Trump is going to end up doing because at the end of the day, he does what he wants. We do just know he granted a pardon last Friday to another person that was in Congress. And I think with Donald Trump, we literally never know exactly what he is going to do. But all I gotta say is, if you're about to free Diddy, you also better free those Epstein files too.
Just 3 days after Diddy was sentenced to over 4 years in prison on prostitution charges, President Donald Trump seems to confirm he's heard from the mogul's legal team. The comments coming Monday from the Oval Office as reporters asked about a pardon for Jeffrey Epstein's accomplice, Ghislaine Maxwell, who's serving 20 years for child sex trafficking.
I wouldn't consider it or not consider it. I don't know anything about it, so but I will speak to the DOJ. I don't know. I mean, I'd have to speak to the DOJ. I'll look at it. I have a lot of people have asked me for pardons. I call him Puff Daddy has asked me for a pardon.
I love Diddy. You know, he's a good friend of mine. He's a good guy. I think he's a good guy. I'm going to stick up for him.
Trump and Diddy's ties go all the way back to the late 90s. Diddy was reportedly a guest at the president's 2005 wedding, and they ran in the same social circles.
One mogul after another. It's mogul time.
It's your boy Diddy. ET's cameras caught them together at this New York charity event in 2008.
On X, users reported that multiple outlets claimed Donald Trump was considering commuting Diddy's prison sentence as early as next week. Given the details surrounding the case, critics argued that such a move would be a shocking injustice and an insult to survivors like Cassie. The debate echoed concerns about the role of privilege in high-profile cases such as Ghislaine Maxwell's, raising questions about whether justice should ever depend on wealth, fame, or connections. But 50 Cent saw this possibility coming. He had been publicly warning Trump on X and Instagram, insisting that Diddy should not be pardoned. 50 Cent has also criticized Diddy extensively and reportedly wrote to the judge before sentencing, arguing that Diddy could not truly change and that, if released, he might return to his old ways and potentially put victims at risk again.
As 50 Cent caught wind of it, he said, "Man, you can't get no pardon running your mouth like that. LOL, get up out of here." As he had reposted that clip of Diddy talking down on Trump and calling Trump out, as they did have a relationship at one point in the past. Now, Diddy has been very vocal about being anti-Trump, and supposedly this pardon is allegedly coming from Diddy's team now, as he was convicted. We saw what happened Friday, 4 years in federal prison for the two-man act counts that he was found guilty of in this RICO things that he got denied of. But with that going on, he still was ultimately convicted right here. Now, 50 Cent, he gonna jump out there and go at Diddy every chance he get. I feel like he really uses it as marketing, but there is a little sentiment there as Dirty Daphne, that is his baby mama. She is somebody that got up on the stand and testified against Diddy.
If Diddy's pardon doesn't go through, he has already filed an appeal challenging his conviction. He's determined to get out as quickly as possible and reclaim his place at the top.
Breaking news right now, and Sean Combs is taking the first step to appeal his conviction and prison sentence. His attorney today filed a notice of appeal. Earlier this month, the disgraced music mogul was sentenced to 4 years in prison on prostitution-related charges. His lawyers have argued the conviction should not stand because Combs lacked a financial motive for transporting male escorts. More papers detailing the arguments behind the appeal are expected to be
Jay-Z may have built an empire, but every empire eventually faces its reckoning. If Diddy truly believes Jay-Z set him up, this feud could finally expose the secrets the elites of hip-hop have allegedly buried for decades. Was Jay-Z really betraying Diddy, or is 50 Cent just stirring the pot like he always does? Drop your thoughts in the comments and make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into hip-hop's biggest power moves.